Pisces 321, fantastic plastic, coming back again with another model kit build video. Let's turn this microphone over. As you can see, I've got all the parts now on all of my alligator clips except for the pockets, and I'm going to be using two different primers. The white primer I'm going to be using on the flesh. Okay, I'm going to be using that on the hands and the face. The grey primer is going on everything else. Okay, so I'm going to use the white primer first. I've given it a good old shaker in there. As you do, you've got to give it a good old shake, get that wrist action going, because if you don't have the wrist action, you don't get it shaken enough. Make of that what you will. So, I've got my compressor set to 20 psi, and I'm just going to put a couple of drops unthinned primer. In we go. Now it's going to get a little bit noisy because I'm going to have my compressor obviously going, and I'm going to have my extractor fan going, which is just over here. I'm going to turn the camera over a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Actually, I should have started with that shot, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, well, you learn as I'm going. This is a whole new setup for me, you see. So it's there we go. Let's undo that little oobly there. Right, the fan's going on, so apologise if it's loud. Yep, that's loud. So here we go, primer going on first off with the hand, one of the hands. And with the primer on, I should be able to see where I might need to sand or anything like that. Wow, this is not holding very well at all. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see that. Let me see if I can get up a little bit close for you there. You see it's all peeling or bubbling. Yep, so I'll have to go through that one with that again. So let's get the other hand out. Just do light coats. So I think I'm going to have to do a couple of coats on here. Now we're going for the head. As I say, just do a very light coat so we can get something for the primer and everything to get onto. Alright, now go back to hand number one. Again, another light coat. The problem with airbrushing, it does get noisy because you've got your air compressor going, you've got your fan going. Oh, earthquake. It's not really an earthquake, it's my knee knocking the camera. Right. Back to the head. And when you're doing airbrushing, always move I was going to say move the mouse. No, always move the airbrush. That's what you want to do. Just constantly moving the airbrush. You keep it in one place, you're going to get a pool of paints going where you don't want it. Yeah, there we go. Let's turn the fan off. Woo-wee. Right, so let's have a look, see at one of these hands. Let's have a look at this hand here. Now, as you can see, now I've put that primer on, I can see right where that what's it called? That line is. So once this paint has dried fully, which is going to take about a good couple of hours, 3 to 4 hours, maybe overnight, I need to sand that off. And I think it's going to be the same with the other hand as well. Let's have a little look. Yes, it is. Right there. And let's have a look on the other opposite side. Focus. Come on, focus for me. There we go. The opposite side ain't too bad. Let's have a look at the head. See what we can see on the head. A little bit on the edge of the neck there, on the ear. He's got a lump on his neck. You've got a hole on his nose right there, so I might put a little tiny bit of putty on that. And again, you've got a line over there and another lump, which we will have to deal with. But other than that, how do you turn it around? There he is. There you go. Looks like I've got a little something just on there. Don't know what that was, but there we go. Now, painting those eyes, I am not looking forward to painting those eyes. Right, so they're going to go sit somewhere at the back. Right, and now we're going to go and paint the other bits with the grey. So I'm going to clean up my airbrush and I'll be back in a minute. Right, okay. So everything's all primed now. I have no idea how much I've recorded of this. I think I've kind of screwed up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Everything's all primed. Well, the first coat of primer, a very thin mist layer of primer. So what I am going to do now is wait for all of this to fully cure and fully dry, so I can then see what else I need to sand and where I need to sand it and to make it look good. So what I'm going to do, a couple of hours time, I'm going to bring you guys back, we'll have a look at this and then we'll see what needs to be sanded, and so I'll show you how you can see all the problems that need sorting out. So I will speak to you guys in a bit. Hey guys, RLC 321 Fantastic Plastic. It's a continuation of obviously of what I've done before, even though it's been a couple of days. You obviously won't know it's been a couple of days, but I know it's been a couple of days. It's actually been about 3, so it's a little bit more than a couple. But here we have some sticks. The sticks are all done. They're all on a nice little. Yeah, okay, sticks are not going to work, is it? Right, fine. I just have to get everything off the sticks then, won't I? Yeah, alright. Okay, whoops, there we go. So there's one piece. This is a continuation of the Doctor Who, by the way, just in case you didn't know. So let's get everything off. So, in theory, the primer should have had plenty of time to dry. So we can see where we need to sand and, if need be, apply more primer. Yes. So I'm just taking off all the pieces, so I'll bring you back when I've got all the pieces all done. Right, okay, so we are now back. So looking at it, there doesn't seem to be too much that needs doing. Possibly just a little bit of sanding on this here, because as you can see it's a little, I might put a bit of putty on there. On that. It's a shame they couldn't get the seam line where that seam is for the jacket. That would have been great. But it's just where's the thicker one? No, this is this side. So basically all it is just going over it with your name. What's it called? I'm using it right now and I can't think of what the damn thing's a sanding stick. Basically just going over it with your sanding stick, getting rid of any imperfections that are there. Okay, and I'm just going to go over it with a finer. Just a little bit finer there. And there we go, that's looking good. It doesn't look it, but it feels nice and smooth. There you go, which is much better than what it was before. Right, so as I say, some of these look to be okay, so we can actually just go ahead and start painting the bits and pieces that we need to. Looking at it, so that's good. I'm just checking over all the pieces, make sure there isn't anything I've missed, you know, in the whole process here. Just get that little nub in there that I missed. Okay, right there. La da da da. So, yeah, which actually I want to get. Just get this little tiny bits of flash here and there, but I mean they're so tiny it's hardly negligible. Ball. You're good. You're not gonna see that, so that's fine. Trousers, I'm not gonna see that in there. Over there is perfect. Inside, not going to see. The outside is what I'm more worried about, and that's looking good too. Right. So, I think we are ready for some painting. Yes, now then, painting this thing. Now, I do have the guide, the instructions that somebody kindly sent to me, so I'm just opening them up now. And, so we can see what colour I want to use. Right, it's saying 110. So what's 110? Does it give you a paint chart anywhere? Oh yes, a paint chart. 110 is... So looking at here, 110 is like a beigey colour, but I've opened one of these up already and they are no good. These paints. No good whatsoever. If I open one up now, actually this one might not be too bad, but it's quite thick. Grab a... Yeah, this one may not be too bad because the... what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit thinner in there and it should be okay. But this is his coat colour. But as I say, it is quite thick, so it's not going to go through the airbrush. Under those circumstances, obviously. So, anyway, so the colour I did pick out was for the flesh. This is the flesh colour, and it's just you know, it's just rock solid in there. If we get my I don't even know if we can see that here. Let's minimise that there. Just get the, you know, it's rock solid. I don't even think putting thinner in there is going to help it. So I'm going to have to come up with my own flesh colour. Well, that's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yes. No, it's not going to be fun at all. I'm going to hate it. Right, so what we need to do is paint the main bits. So I'm going to have to get my things out again. So we've got the... Is the legs the same colour? I can't remember now. I'm just having a look at the instructions. I've got the instructions on my screen here. So what colour are said legs? Alright, so we want That bit is the brown, these are the brown, that's the brown, that's the brown. Legs, what colour are the legs? The legs are number 231. And 231 is like a grey colour. Okay, so that's not a problem at all. So we're just going to put these to the side and we're going to concentrate on these. Okay, we're going to clip there and clip a little bit there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to, before I paint the brown colour on here, I'm going to do a little something else first. And what I am going to do is I'm going to try and get not a highlight, a shadows in the creases as best as I can. And so I want to show you how I'm about to do that. So I'm going to have to use this here. Right. Okay, so I've got my compressor. I haven't got my compressor switched on, so bear with me. Oh, little bugger. No, that's on. Right, so to do that, I'm going to need a bit of black. And for that, I'm going to be using Vallejo's Surface Primer Black. But I also need my thinner. Wherever that's disappeared to. Should be in here somewhere. Okay, I'm going to bring it back when I find my thinner. Okay, I'm now back. So what I'm going to do, grab a little bit of thinner and just plonk a couple of drops in the airbrush. Get my paint. Plonk a couple of drops of paint in here as well, about there. Not a great deal, just enough to get things going. Give it a little bit of a backwash to mix it all. Right, so now what I want to do is dial back the actual air pressure. Right, and then I'm going to move the, there we go. So what I've done here, I've dialed back the air pressure on here so hardly any paint is coming out, as you can see there. But I've also moved this so I don't pull back on the needle as far, so I can get a fairly decent line where I need it to. So what I'm going to do, where there's creases, I'm going to be trying to put just follow the crease with, not too heavy, you know, but just a little bit in with the creases, just to give it a bit of something. Do a little bit more on the buttons there. Okay, so there's that one done. Let's grab this over. So we're going to do the same thing again. And this will just help create a little bit of shadow and shading in there. Okay, whoops. Screen just went black then for a minute. Don't know why that was. Right, so let's get a bit more in there. Concentrate a little bit more on the buttons here. There we go, it's the other one done. Now I need to get the... You have to excuse the... the Oobly compressor, but that can't be helped. Right. So now in here we've got a nice big load here to do. So again... And as always, whenever you're using the airbrush, you keep the airbrush moving. Do not keep it in one place. In the heavier recesses, I am making it slightly darker than the rest. I hope this works. Yeah, I do. Let's get a little bit more air coming out of there at the moment. And here we go. And there. So I think that should just about do us there. Okay, let's see if you can, I'll get it up close, you can have a little look-see. There you go. As you can see, it's all nicely shaded in certain areas. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. And the same here as well. Alright, so next up we've got the arms. Now the arms are going to be fun because there's lots of little tiny creases. And basically what we're doing, we're giving the illusion of shadow. Because what it should turn out to be is slightly darker colour in those areas. And there we go, there's the arm. And last one. And there's the other one. So what I'm going to do now, I need to go clean that airbrush out. So I will bring you guys back when I'm ready to paint the actual colour. Okay, so I'm going to be using some of this paint here to paint his coat. So I've already thinned it down a little bit in the pot. So I'm just going to pour just a little bit inside here. Give it just a little bit of a backwash. There we go. And so now we are going to start off with the big one, I think. Let's try, we'll do this. So here we go. Again, I'm just doing a light coat at first. No, I'm not even in the shot there. I apologise. I mean, when I glue it together, I'm going to have to touch up a few bits and pieces here and there, but that's fine. But let's give you a little look as to what it looks like. It looks like I missed a piece just here. And there we go. That's looking much better. Right, so I'm going to do the biggest piece here next. I mean, what's good, obviously these, you don't have to use the paints that came with the kit. You can make your own or use your own paints. I'm just doing it for ease of use. Alright, just bear with me a second. Need to get a decent hold on it. There we go. Okay. Now give it a bit more of a slightly heavier coat now. Okay. And there's the back end of the coat, all done. Now what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to do because I completely forgot about the inside. So I'm just going to lay a thin layer of this paint down, but then I'm going to mix it with a little bit of black. Because obviously it's the inside of a coat, it's going to be a little bit darker. So let's do that now. Let's grab a little bit of just one drop of black paint in there, I think. One, yep. Let's get a little bit more thinner in there. There will do. Give it a bit of a mix around. Okay. Lovely. Looks like I'm right, okay, that should do. And this is ever so slightly darker here. Not by much, it's not much darker. Just slightly, and I just realised what I've done. Can you have a guess what I've done? I've made the paint that I was using ever so slightly darker, and I forgot to paint the rest of that. Yeah, I'm a nitwit. I'm a ninkel poop. I'm an idiot. Okay, whoops, a daisy. Oh. Right, so let's get a bit more of the brown, a bit more of the thinner. And we should be good to go. Okay. There we go, and just a little bit more in here. And then we get I mean, we are going to be having to use the hand brushes soon as well. Right, this is not coming out. So I'm going to bring you guys back in a minute when I figure out why it's not coming out. Won't be a second. Right, I'm back. Just increase the air pressure slightly. And that's now coming out better. The freaking hell bells. Let's give a quick blow back, find out what's going on. Airbrushing is good, but it's also a pain in the ass. There we go, that's better. Must have been something a little bit caught inside there. Make sure I got this one done. And we just double check this. Give it a good covering. Okay, now we go on to the arms. Okay, I'm going to actually put the arm up there. Sounds like I've got something, might be a little piece of paint stuck inside here, so I'm going to have to clean the airbrush out. That's what it feels like anyway. But there we go. So I'm going to let these dry. Piss tits. Oh yeah, bugger. Dagnammit. Ugh. Yeah, I dropped a piece. That's fine though. Right, so I'm going to let these dry and just do a little bit inside here just to be on the safe side. Shouldn't need it, but better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, definitely something is... It's definitely got a blockage. So I'll have to fix that. But for now, that is this part of the video done. Let's put it on there. So we have now painted our coat, which looks great, and just having those little details like the shadows and the little bits and pieces, the way it's all folded, makes it look awesome. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, guys, because this is two videos joined together, so I don't want it to be too long, because it probably will be too long, knowing me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Which will be continuing on painting with the rest of the bits and bobs as we carry on. We've still got the chest to build, the paint. We've got the arms to paint. I've just realised I've got to paint this part as well, because that's part of the chest there, or the coat, and the lapels. I think the lapels are part of the coat as well, aren't they? Yes, they are. Yes, so I have to paint these too. So guys, thanks very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, so you take care of yourselves. Bye bye now.